Don't you understand that you're already the main character? If you weren't, you wouldn't be having main character thoughts. You would not have clicked on this main character video. You would not be about to enter your main character era. What are you talking about, right? This is an energy that you already are in. You just have to really embody it, walk like that, talk like that. So what this video is going to attempt to do as we ride along and chat, what you're supposed to be doing is this. You're supposed to be either on a Stairmaster with me, doing a treadmill, on a stationary bike, walking, or laid up in your bed doing what you need to do. You don't even have to look at this video to follow along. Just do your thing and know that we're about to elevate. Now, number one, your biggest boundary or your biggest hindrance for you to step into your main character season is the fact that you don't act like it already. You need to stop waiting for everything in your life to look like it's set up properly for the main character. So for example, because your money's not right, because when you look back in the mirror, you don't like what you see sometimes. You think you're too big, too skinny, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get thick. That man isn't answering you, right? All kind of things are in your way that really mess up and take away from the joy that the moment brings. And that's 80% of the issue. Let's say today I can give you the exact money amount. Let's say I can give you your couple $1,000,000. I can give you your dream body, your dream everything. Do you understand that you would only be riding off that high for a good week or two, and then your default setting is going to kick back in? And what do I mean by your default setting? I mean the sadness that hits you at night, or the frustration that you have with how you grew up, or the people around you, how they've treated you, the men in your life who didn't treat you right. Right. And of course, you've had wonderful experiences with people, places, and things. But this is not that video, because you wouldn't be feeling like you're not the main character if you were mostly nurtured from the experiences that you've had. So it lets me already know that you feel deflated by a lot of the experiences that you've had. But that does not mean that you are not that girl or that guy you've always been. Let's get back to it. Another main thing that I know that I was missing on my journey to becoming the main character is that I didn't realize that I had to start getting moving. I had to get the ball rolling before I started feeling better. If you're waiting to feel better before you make a move, or you're waiting to feel some sort of motivation or inspired, and you're waiting for this feeling to come over you before you take a step forward, you will be waiting forever, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We have things to get done for fall 2025. We don't have to wait for 2026 to come here for us to really elevate. We still have time. You have to start. You have to start discouraged. You have to start sad. You have to start depressed. You have to start frustrated. That's what people are not telling you. Everybody talks about manifestation and becoming our best self and glowing up and becoming unrecognizable. But none of those people really go into the nitty gritty of the fact that it's an ugly process and that it doesn't feel good when you first start. If you have not been in a space where you're constantly nurturing yourself, you're eating the right things, you're getting your sunlight, you're getting your 10K steps a day, and you have all these boundaries and you're being treated right, when you try to do those things for the first time or the second time or even the third time, it's going to be unfamiliar. Regardless of whether it's a good change or a positive change, we all prefer the devil that we know. So even good changes do not feel good to our body, our mind, or our soul when we first start them, which is why it's so difficult for us to stick to the habits. So I needed to start this video off with the first hard thing that we must do is to get off our ass and do it just because. I'm on this bike. I'm watching Breaking Bad while I'm on the bike. If I look super focused, that's why. But I'm just looking for any reason to get on the damn bike and make it fun. I get on the bike and I listen to music. I got on the bike the other day after I was just crying. I think I was still shedding tears on the damn bike. But, I did it for myself because I understand that if I don't teach my mental, right? If I don't teach my spirit that it's okay for me to feel sad and to do something that's good for me too. I need to teach my body that, because what my body understands right now is that when I'm sad, I lay down. Or when I'm sad, I stress eat. When I'm sad, I become kind of reclusive and I go inward. I'm actively trying to rewire my mind for resilience. I need my mind, body, and spirit to be on one accord. I don't need my mind fighting against my spirit and my spirit fighting against my body. That's that internal chaos that keeps me frozen personally. So the other day when I was sad about something and I was literally crying while I'm on the bike, I'm just like, I think shortly after I started laughing or something, and then I listened to music and I felt better. I'd say I felt maybe 20-30% better. It wasn't a cure-all. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but it wasn't. But as I'm on this journey to become my best self and to make myself the main character and to really pour into myself, I understand that a lot of it is uprooting certain habits, the knee-jerk reactions that I have when I'm going through something hard. And I think we're so fragile when we're in this state that we just want comfort. We seek comfort like crazy, which is why everybody's big. Everybody's back got wider. Everybody's health is declining. Everybody's hair is falling out with no edges. People got anxiety. People can't sleep. This shit is crazy. We are literally in a pathological state and we act like it's normal, and it's not. So let's start there. So whatever that first thing is that you need to start to unwire and uproot, I want you to start there. And it's the hardest thing, but it will yield you the biggest and the most sustainable results. Next, main characters date themselves. Okay, main characters take themselves out. Main characters don't wait until Lester and Sally and them could travel the world with you. Lester is getting left the fuck home, and so is Sally. Because if Sally doesn't have her money right now, but you do, that doesn't mean that you don't go. That means Sally stays back and you still go on your trip to Costa Rica by your damn self. You will be okay. You will survive. Just a little about my background. I've been to, I have to count, but maybe 10 to 12 countries. And I've been to maybe 5 of them by myself. And I'm still here to tell the story. I've had fantastic times and I'm so happy I went by myself. I've had experiences out of this world because I went by my damn self. So I am a big proponent of that. Now, if you're not in a place where you can travel or do whatever the hell you want, that's cool. That doesn't stop a damn thing. I want you to write down or pause this video for a minute after I say this, but that new cafe that's downtown, or there's a park you've always wanted to go to, you always wanted to have a picnic, or maybe you're shy, right? Maybe you've never taken yourself out on a solo date. So do something that you can do by yourself, but it won't make you feel too like on the spot. So when I first started doing my solo stuff, I would go to like happy hour, but before happy hour started, because one thing I like to do sometimes is get me a little drinky drink. Okay, I'm gonna do that on a good Thursday. If I'm free on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, the week is long. All right, I'm already at the fucking bar on Tuesday, but let's just say I'm taking myself out. And I'll go there around 4 p.m. when nobody's there. It's just me and 2 other people and the bartender, and we talk. And I have a great time. And then I take my black ass home and I have a great time. Now, you might be like, okay, well, what are you accomplishing? What are you doing? Well, what I'm doing is teaching myself that no matter who's with me, I got cute by myself, for myself. I didn't go to that bar or to that restaurant about no men. I wasn't trying to get chose. Not to say that I was against it if I found a little cutie, right? But I'm not going there for that. I'm not going to get chose. I'm not going to one up nobody. I'm not going to post on the gram and flex like, I'm outside. No, this was all for me. This was all undocumented. Half the places I've been to, I don't even have pictures. So like you would think I was lying unless you look at my passport, really. But at the end of the day, the value in it is doing it for yourself. How many times can you sit here and say that you get cute for yourself? Like you put your best shit on to go run an errand. Why are you always doing the least? Why are you going out in your bonnet or your scarf? Are you crazy? Why are you not doing your hair? Why are you going out crocked down every time? I don't want to see you in your Crocs anymore. Right? I want you to throw those in the garbage. Next time you run an errand, I want you to get cute for yourself. If that's the first step you got to take, on your way to doing things on a solo tip, then let that be that. But get dressed up, get cute for you, do your makeup, do your hair, put that good shit on that you will be wearing if you were to go out with the girls or if you were to go out on a date. Why aren't you worth that? You're the main character, right? The whole point is that you have to act like it. You have to be the main character. There's no way around it. I can't give you tips of like, oh, you should try this and do. No. You just have to be the main character and do what main characters do. Main characters pour into themselves. They don't wait on anybody. Think about movies. Half the time, the camera is following the main character all throughout the movie, and half the time the main character is alone. So what is that telling you? Next is comparison. This day and age, social media is doing numbers on us. I feel like at some point, we're all going to have extreme body and facial dysmorphia to where when we look at ourselves in the mirror versus our presence online, we are having two totally different realities. And it is an extremely scary and outer body experience that I think we're setting ourselves up for. When I look on my For You page and I'm not in my best space and I look at other girls who might have filler or might be just looking perfect and having the perfect body, the perfect hair, the perfect this, the perfect that, I can self-loathe, if I'm being completely honest. And I feel like for me personally, I had to be strong enough in my mind to say, just because a lily is beautiful, it doesn't take away the beauty of a rose or of a hydrangea or of a sunflower, right? Like all of us have room to shine and all of us are unique. We're supposed to be unique. You don't have to look like the typical baddie, right? Everybody wants to look like a baddie, this baddie aesthetic with the lace front and the edges. Mind you, them lace fronts fucked my hairline up. Hence why I always got it covered up. Look at me right now. Do you see around my hairline? By my ears, where it's darker at? I don't wear wigs anymore because it tore my skin up around there. And my edges have suffered. They took a hit because of them damn wigs, because I'm trying to do what? Cover up what I really look like? Like, that's a whole nother video. I actually did a video on that, wig blindness. Okay, because that's really a thing. Because some people be wearing wigs and you look a mess. And nobody even notices it because it's so normal. Right? But that's not what this video is about. But what I'm trying to say is that we can't always compare ourselves to what we see on social media or what's popularized. Because one thing about what's popular is it has the power to become unpopular. The issue with trends is at some point it's going to be dated and no longer trending. And then what? You shape shift into something else, right? These huge BBLs and these huge asses were a thing, I don't know when it started, maybe around when Nicki Minaj came out. And now everybody is on let's be slim. So what, we just gonna blow with the wind? So another aspect of like the main character is that it's sure, it's firm, it's stable, it's steady, and it's continuous. And I think that's an aspect of ourselves that we really, really need to pay more attention to. You might not look like that Instagram baddie with the slim nose and this, but who's to say that those are the only features that are beautiful? Right? There's sometimes I've had moments with my own self where I'm wrestling with the idea of me being a type 4 girly, right? Me being darker skin, me having wider, broader features, and not feeling like because I don't look like what mainstream says is beautiful or what these rappers say is beautiful. And thinking that because I don't have it, I'm lacking something. I'm not lacking a goddamn thing. Because one thing about it, when I was made very intentionally. And so were you. Honestly, the odds of me being here and you being here is 1 in 400 trillion. Check the stats. So you're telling me that that's a mistake? You telling me that you look the way you look by accident and we out here trying to change and morph and shape shift into some shit that we're not naturally? No, I'm not against anybody trying to, fix their appearance or, fix this, tweak that, but don't go crazy with that. Start to get a little bit more comfortable in your skin because that's what main characters do. Main characters shine regardless. It reminds me of the song Crooked Smile by J. Cole, right? Like, even if I'm not perfect, I'm still worth it and I'm still beautiful. Think about the most unique looking people and how captivating they are just because of their confidence. Confidence goes far. Feeling like that girl goes far, or feeling like that guy gets you to the promised land. So no, sometimes we have to accept you won't look like that Instagram baddie, and you shouldn't. Your unique features need to be praised and pedestalized. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. Especially if you have ethnic features. You are a beautiful Black woman. You're a beautiful melanated woman. You are the blueprint of beauty, sis. Don't get caught up in that shit, because, you may not have, but I know for me, sometimes I catch myself like, oh, she's so pretty, or this is so cute, or all that. And I'm like, no. That's an attack on your uniqueness and on what you have naturally. Don't get it twisted, right? So again, back to the main character energy. We cannot compare ourselves to something else that we will never be, because we're not supposed to. We're not going to compete where we don't compare. We can't compare to artificial. We can't compare to a quote unquote beauty standard, or what they say beauty is, because we are the standard. So therefore, we will never be able to run that race, because quite frankly, we've curated the race. Moving on. You're not going to like this one. You gotta leave that man alone. You gotta leave him alone. All right, just a little background on me. So I am in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for about 1.5 years. He's very well aware that he got T-minus 5.5 months to propose, or else I'm walking. Okay, but nonetheless, our relationship has been wonderful. Now, before I got into a relationship, I was dating, and I'd gotten to a place where I kind of was just so focused on me, right? I was solo traveling. I was dating myself. I was having all these wonderful experiences. I went on a spiritual retreat. I don't know. I was just doing my thing, right? I was having a great time. I was having a fantastic time. And I was meeting men all along these times, and I was going out on dates. And again, be mindful. Dating, please do not conflate being sexual with dating. Okay, dating multiple people does not mean that you are invested in them intimately or physically. In fact, I really advise against doing that. I think that undermines a lot. Okay, but again, we can go deeper into that on a different segment. However, what that did do, me meeting different men, it taught me like, wow, there are so many different kinds of men. I've met men from all over, I've met men, beautiful Black men from all around the world. And I've had such wonderful experiences that I'm like, wow, I think when I find a partner, I want them to have a little bit of this. I don't want them to have none of this. I want them to have a lot of this. It really just gave me perspective on what I wanted in a man. And also, as a Black woman, I think that we are always late bloomers, most of us, when it comes to dating and how to navigate the dating world, because dating is not something that is encouraged in our households. It's usually, if it's something you're doing, you're probably not telling your parents, or it's not really anything that you have real support on. And I say that because our white counterparts or our other ethnic counterparts, they might be better at dating, be married sooner, have the happily ever after sooner, because they got more practice and more experience. So just like myself, I'll be 33. I'm 32 right now. And I consider myself a late bloomer because I got good at dating in my later 20s, when some people are good at dating by the time they're 20, 21. And when I say good at dating, it's just vetting people, being discerning, getting to know them, learning how to curate wonderful relationships with the opposite sex without having to have sex, right? There's so many nuances to dating and dating well. So I want to get that out there first. And I'll say for myself, why I'm telling you guys that if you've been seeing anybody for a significant period of time, and when I say significant, I mean 3+ months, and you are over the age of 30, especially if you're over the age of 30, and you want marriage, stop playing. Why are you playing like that? Why are you letting this man play with you like that? Okay, that's number one. If you're 25 and up, start getting a little more serious if you know yourself and you feel comfortable. But I'm really talking to my 30+ girlies, right? So if you've been dating somebody for more than 3 months and he's not taking you out on dates, he's not intentional, he got to get his shit together, and you're the girl for me, but I can't commit right now because I'm trying. That's all bullshit. You will continue to be strung along. You will continue to be strung along. And we're supposed to be treated softly. We're supposed to be treated like the prize, right? Of course, we're supposed to treat our men well and everything. And I've done videos like that in the past, if you want to go into that. But at the end of the day, if the point of you dating, right, is to be married, or if you don't want marriage, but you want a long-term successful relationship and you want children and you want, all the things, the family, the white picket fence, you have to be intentional about it. Why do you think that you have the luxury to fool around with this man for the next 2 months? Because that's going to turn into 6, and that's going to turn into a year, and then 2 years. You know how easy it is to have a 2-year-long situationship? And then you mess around and you get pregnant and you have this man's child. And now you got an ain't shit baby daddy in a broken home, right? And it's no shade to the woman who's that's happened to. But the thing is, we can get ahead of this. We can, by being extremely diligent and cutthroat before real feelings get involved. That's why I'm an advocate for no sex before commitment. This, we can talk more about that. Let me know if you want to talk more about that. But my thing is, we got to get some things straight around here, because by the rate of singleness, and listen, I'm not talking to the women who want to be single and I'm good and I'm decentering men and I'm living my wonderful life as a strong, independent woman. That's great. You go be strong and independent by yourself. I'm not saying you can't be happy. That's beautiful. For me, I want a beautiful Black family and I want it soon. Okay. And I'm not afraid to say that. If I never got married, I would have to learn how to be happy single, because it would not come natural to me. That's just my raw and honest truth. So I ask that you guys respect my perspective on it. My thing is, if you really want things, you have to be intentional about the man you're dating, and you have to ensure that he's intentional about you. This is I want to give you guys just a few snippets on, how to glow up and how to become the main character. But I'm telling you, if you're 30 plus and that man has not committed to you and you've been dealing with him 6+ months, you've been intimate, he's not taking you out on dates, you paying for most of the shit, he's not building with you, it's no we talk, you've got to let that go. What are you waiting for? To get pregnant or to get more and more caught up in this man's web? So then you really can't move. I have friends that I love that are in like 5-year long situationships, and to me, I can't believe that. I really can't believe that. Because it saddens me, because what you're effectively doing is you're making sure that you don't have the life that you want. Do you understand what you're doing and what's at stake here? So I really want you to consider that. I really want you to consider slowly backing away from whomever it is that you are dealing with, especially if you're 30 plus and you want marriage or you want long-term commitment, and that has not happened. So I'm going to leave that one right there. Now, what I'm going to leave you guys on for this video is I want you to mix everything up that I told you and use what I said and create a routine, right? And one thing about a good routine is it has some sort of time goal. So if you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm going to start taking myself out every Wednesday. I have free time for at least an hour. I'm going to go to the park and I'm going to dress up. I'm going to look cute. Or I'm going to slowly start to pull away from this situationship that I'm in by just pulling back my energy and not hanging out as much. I'm going to get more into meditation, or I'm going to get more into prayer. These are some of the things that we have to do if we want 2026 to truly be our year. We got to get ready before it comes, right? So that's why I'm putting such heavy emphasis on from now until the fall. Because if we don't make changes now, our 2026 will be a repeat of 2025, and we don't want that. So let's really lay the foundation brick by brick for our new life, and we should definitely see some results. If you watched all the way to the end of my video, please let me know. I've been pivoting my content. If you're a new subscriber here, thank you so much. But yeah, just let me know what you found valuable about this, or any think pieces you might have had on anything that I said, any advice or anything that you're going through that really resonates with what I was saying today. Because the whole point of me creating this kind of content, which you can expect very consistently, is to create community where we work out, but we also get our mind right. So again, thank you so much for being here, and I will be seeing you guys soon. Bye.